My name's Laurie McGraw, and my husband Eric and I belong to First Emmanuel Lutheran Church, and our two sons, Grant and Reed, are at school there, and they have gone there since preschool and kindergarten. We looked at so many different schools, and we just did not know what direction to go. And with a lot of prayer, the direction became clear one day, and we chose First Emmanuel. We were looking for something for the long run, the kindergarten through 8th grade. I think we lead a pretty busy life, but I turned 40. I was turning 40, and my doctor said, well, we have a history in our family of breast cancer. I had had some mammograms, but they said, let's do an MRI. You're turning 40, let's do a baseline, we'll put it in your file, and we'll just have it. I went in and finally got through it and came home, and I just went on getting ready for Christmas. And my doctor called me that afternoon and said, we need you to come back. We're very concerned. We found some areas that don't look good, and I'm like, well, what do you mean? And I thought you were doing a baseline. So that's when my life started to spin and turn upside down, is what I say. I mean, one day I'm getting ready for Christmas. The next thing I know, the doctors are calling me back, and they're doing ultrasounds and mammograms and more in-depth tests. And I remember the radiologist telling me, she said, I don't have good news for you. Who are they talking to? They're not talking to me, right? This happens to somebody else. These are things you hear about, you see it on TV. Why am I sitting here, talking about cancer treatments? We debated on, do we tell them before Christmas or do we talk to them after Christmas? I actually talked with Pastor Rosh. Eric and I talked with him, and we were just trying to sort out our feelings, because they knew I was going to the doctor a lot, but they didn't necessarily know what was going on. So we started to explain about cells weren't right, and I was going to have some surgery, and I was going to have some treatments, and there was a lot of crying going on that Christmas. It wasn't a necessarily happy Christmas, but there was a lot of peace and strength that came from, people just stepped forward like crazy. Church, the school, the teachers, friends, co-workers, and everybody just stepped forward in whatever they could do to help. My sister-in-law started a website that they could sign up for meals, because people were just starting to show up with food and gifts. The mail that came every day, cards and cards in the mail. Even just calling up and saying, how are you doing today? I was just thinking of you. And texting that, and then people would come by and they're like, I don't want to bother you, but I saw this in the store and I got it for you. I would be down, and all of a sudden my phone would ding, and there was just a text at that right moment. So we've had just such a good support network. Even with all of that, like I always say, I'm surrounded by so much good. It's still a hard process to go through, and you pull from everything you can for strength. And I look at it as an adventure. If you look at things as an adventure, find the fun in it, and there will be good. There's good in everything.